Hey guys, let's design system today which will manage logs in this distributed environment. So we will be designing distributed logging system today similar to ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana or Splunk. Okay, so where services generate logs and user can store search logs, and we can search logs also, analyze them efficiently. Okay, so what is ELK stack? So ELK stack is an open source logging solution. Okay, that is open source, and Splunk is commercial. So it is a logging solution that uses Elasticsearch for storage. So this one is like a database. Search Logstash for processing, it will process that data, and Kibana for visualization. Okay, now Splunk is a commercial enterprise grade platform that provides end-to-end log collection, search monitoring and analytics with built-in intelligence. So same thing, but and see here, built-in intelligence. Okay, so the thing is we will be designing distributed logging using AI. Now, what will be the functional requirement here? So collect log for multiple services, right? See, if you have a monolithic service, you can store a log on the same server. Okay, but what if you have thousands of microservices? Then in that case you should be having one distributed system. Okay, you should be having one place where all the logs gets collected, and then you can perform some operation on those data, and then you can visualize using some monitoring tools, right? Grafana, Prometheus. So you can check the log, search the log, and all those things you can do. So these things will be done in this system. So the very primary thing is it should collect log from multiple services. Then second, support high write throughput, because here we are writing logs. So this is high write throughput application. Okay, like cache was high read throughput application. Here this is high write throughput application. Store logs reliably. Your log should not get deleted, right? And then search logs, real-time log streaming and log aggregation across services. Now optional, so alerting and dashboard is optional. Error spike, so let's say you have a lot of error coming, so it will alert this user that there is some error or something, right? Now let's talk about non-functional requirement here. So high scalable, okay, TBs per day logs you should be able to store, okay, terabyte logs. Now high availability, low latency ingestion. What is latency ingestion? Low latency ingestion. So capturing and making incoming data available for processing almost instantly within milliseconds of time, okay. Near real-time query and fault tolerance. So now estimation, if we check the estimation of this distributed log, so let's say you have 1 million services. Now when we say 1 million service, it is not like that 1 million microservices. It's like you're getting data from 1 million sources which is generating the data. For example, if you have one server and you have 100 copies of that server, so there will be 100 services, okay. Now let's see that 100 logs per second per service is writing. Okay, so 1 million service, and per second 100 log this service is writing, and then log size is 500 byte. Okay, so total logs per second, how much it would be? 1 million into 100 means 100 million logs per second. And if you talk about data per second, so 100 million into 500 byte, right? So 100 million is 100 into 10 to the power 6 into 500 byte. Okay, so GB is 9, so 6, 7, 8 and 9, and then 10 into 550, 50 GB, or 50 10 to the power 9 bytes. Okay, that is how you calculate. So per day, how much it would be? So 50 GB into per second, so 86,400 second. Okay, so it would be around 4.3 petabyte per day. So means massive scale distributed system required. Without AI, if we talk about the classic distributed logging architecture, so it would be like client log agent. okay. And then messaging queue, stream processor, Elasticsearch or Amazon S3, and query layer. So means let's say you have a multiple microservices, so one log agent will be there in each service, okay, in each server. So log agents will be there, they will collect data, and then they will place this data into the queue, messaging queue, okay. And after that, this messaging queue, whatever data we will have, we will process it and we will store it, let's say in S3, okay. And then user can query data using, means you can use some dashboard, and you can show that logs, okay. And this log agents are also doing some other work, like they are segregating logs, they are they are adding timestamp into those logs, okay. All those things are also done by the log agents. Now let's discuss about the components, okay. So log producer, microservices generate logs. Then log agents, so log agents is the example of log agents will be fluent D or file beat, okay, collect logs and push to queue. Local buffering, disk retry, back pressure handling. What is back pressure handling? So let's say that back pressure handling means, let's say you have a queue, okay, and then so you will have a producer and consumer, right? So producer is producing a lot of data and consumer's speed is not that much, okay. So in that case, what we do, we store that we introduce one queue there, and then we just store that extra request into that queue for some particular time, okay. And then consumer will process it with his own speed, correct. So that kind of back pressure we handle here. And then agent buffer logs locally and apply back pressure if downstream system like Apache Kafka are slow. So log agents are streaming, log agents are generating logs, lot of log, but the Kafka is slow. So in that case also you have a back pressure system there. Now messaging queue, so Apache Kafka buffer logs handle spikes, and partitioning strategy, consumer groups, okay. Kafka is partitioned by service or time to allow parallel consumption and scalability. I have created one complete video lecture on Apache Kafka, okay. Messaging queue, so just go there and check. So there I have mentioned everything about consumer group, partition strategy, okay. Now strategy, storage. So storage, you can use Elasticsearch, fast search and indexing, okay. So in that storage, you should be able to apply indexing so that searching will be faster. Now Amazon S3 we will be using for the cheaper storage, and then hot, warm or cold storage, okay. So you have a different kinds of storage, like hot, so recently used data will go there and save. Warm, which is not recent one, and cold, which is the archival, okay, archived one. So retention policy, now here recent logs are stored in Elasticsearch for fast querying, while older logs are moved to cheaper storage like Amazon S3, okay. So retention policies we will be using like that. Now query layer. So query layer, you can have a dashboards like Kibana, Search Plus dashboard, and then time-based filtering and caching. Okay, key design points if we talk about, this is write-heavy system that we saw, and then append logs only. It is not deleting the log, it is just adding the logs, okay. Then partition by time or service, retention policies, hot and cold storage. Now with AI, if you talk about next gen logging system, okay, so with AI everything about plus intelligence layer. So one layer also introduced here, which is the intelligence layer. So client will be like that, but in log agent, okay, in log agent you will have one extra layer, ML layer, machine learning layer. Then Kafka stream processing, then this dashboard, Amazon S3 is similar, query layer also is similar. Now let's see what is there in ML or AI layer. So here it will anomaly detection, okay, anything wrong is happening, so it will detect, ML will detect it, okay. And then logs classification, root cause analysis, alert prediction, okay. So using ML pipeline, where we use the feature store, feature extract, feature store, and then real-time inference, okay, I have explained that in the earlier design video. We use that ML pipeline here. Now failure handling scenario, okay. So failure scenario and reliability, how you will handle that. So Kafka, if Kafka is down, so agent will buffer, okay. He should have some buffer capability. Then storage down, so queue fallback you should apply, implement there. At least once delivery and deduplication. Okay, so at least one delivery means one message will be processed at least one time. It can process multiple times as well. So there we will handle it by deduplication. Okay, so we prefer at least once delivery with deduplication to ensure no data loss at scale. Now, AI components in distributed logging. So all AI components, so whatever we just discussed here, okay, this anomaly detection, log classification, root cause analysis, and alert prediction. Let's talk about that. So anomaly detection, what is that? Detect unusual spikes or error automatically. Okay, so for example, see, normal logs was happening like payment service success, but suddenly the services started getting failed. Okay, error timeout. So AI model sees error rate jump from 1% to 40%, right? So response time increase. AI flag anomaly detected in payment service. Without AI, you manually check the dashboard. With AI, automatic detection in seconds. So this is the feature we can add. Now log classification. Okay, so row log you are having something like this. So here we will categorize the log automatically. Okay, so row logs was something like this, that connection refused, user not found, payment completed, retrying request. Okay, AI group, so AI will group them something like in a error. So these two things will come, connection refused and user not found. Then for warning, retry request will come, and for info, payment completed will come. Okay, so on dashboard, it will show something like this: 120 error, 30 warnings, and 5000 infos. So no manual parsing required here. Third one is root cause analysis. So it will find the root cause of a some exception which is happening, right? So goal, identify which service causing the failure. Example flow, user placed the order. Okay, so order service, payment service, notification service, everything, it is going in a order, but log failure, something like this: order service failed to place the order. So because of that, notifications not sent the email. Okay, and then payment service show the DB timeout. But who was the culprit here? Okay, payment service and notification service is dependent on this order service, but order service was failing here, right? So root cause is, so AI will find root cause is payment service DB timeout. Okay, instead of debugging all services, AI directly point to the culprit, which was the payment service. Now smart alerting, so reduce alert noise. Okay, so with AI, let's say you are having the 4 alerts, and then it is sending 4 errors. So you get hundreds of errors. Okay, but what AI will do, group similar logs and send one alert only. Okay, so user will not have like bombardment of the alert messages. So now log summarization, what is that? Convert logs to human readable insights. Okay, so row log was something like this: timeout DB, retry DB, timeout DB, payment failed, timeout DB, something like this. The row log was something like this. But AI summary, AI will make it something like this: payment service experience database timeout, error rate increased at 35%, affected API /pay/refund, and then started at 10:05 a.m. and likely caused DB latency spike. See, it is finding the root cause also. Okay, so instead of reading logs, you read one summary. Now AI data pipeline. So first one is log generated. Okay, so first log will get generated using different services. Okay, so for different service you will have different logs. Now processing, we will process that log. What we will do there? Remove noise, parse timestamp, extract fields. Add the timestamp and then extract the fields and remove noise, whatever. Like for example, I don't want the debug messages. Okay, so it will remove that as well. It will just add the warnings and errors in my log. Okay, so that kind of control also I will be having. Feature extraction, so convert logs into ML feature. Like it will find that error rate is 0.32, latency is 2000 millisecond, services payment. Okay, now you will store this feature, whatever feature you have extracted, you will store this. So first raw data came, you extracted feature, you store that feature in a stored. So stored feature systems like Feast and Hopswork, you use this kind of system to store the features, and then used for model training and then real-time predictions. After that, model usage. Okay, so model, what it will use: anomaly detection, it will do root cause, alerting, summarization, the same thing. So end-to-end flow, if you check, so first payment DB slow. Okay, so log generated, AI detect the anomaly. What was the root cause? Payment service. A smart alert triggered means batches. Okay, group them, and summary generated and engineer fix the TB. So this was the end-to-end flow. Now real stake example, if you see, okay, so service, Kafka, log processor, ML model, and alert. Now here AI in distributed logging helps automatically detect anomalies, classify logs, identify root cause, okay, and then reduce alert noise and summarize logs into actionable insights. So if we check here trade-offs, so trade-off will be consistency versus availability. Here we will choose consistency over availability, okay. Here we will choose cost over performance. And here we will choose real time versus batch AI. So you know that they are trade-offs. If you choose one, you have to compromise to the other thing, okay. So some systems are like hybrid. So some places you choose consistency, some places you choose availability. Similarly for cost and performance also, if cost increases, performance will if, means you will choose here cost, okay, then performance, and then real time versus batch AI. So at scale we balance trade-offs between latency, cost, and consistency. Okay, a distributed logging system is a write heavy system where logs are collected via agents, buffered using Kafka, stored in the system like Elasticsearch or S3, and queried via a tool like Kibana. Okay, with AI we enhance the system by adding anomaly detection, intelligent alerting, okay, root cause using data pipeline, and feature store real time inference layer. So that was the summary. So that's it. Thank you.